Good morning, everybody. AJ, the CEO here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yay. Hey, folks, AJ, the CEO here. We try and come here every Friday as best as we possibly can to try and answer your media ministry questions. I don't know everything, folks, but hopefully the little bit that I do know will help your journey go a lot smoother. I'm actually dragging today. I just been driving up to Ashburn every morning at 4 o'clock in the morning to try and get some stuff done and just bouncing all over the place. So eyes tired, but hopefully my tone does not distract too much. I'm just tired, folks. So anyway, hope y'all are doing well. Let's get all the formal stuff out the way. Know that if you have any other questions that I'm not able to get to you, folks, know that you can email me at questions@ajhomes.com. Give me 48 to 72 hours to respond. And if you need any additional help, if we go back and forth in emails more than 4 times, I would highly recommend that you go ahead and set up a consultation. You can go to ajhomes.com/consultations for that. I'm trying to get all my other stuff straight here. All right. We I'll come back to that. If you're not a part of the Facebook group, folks, know you can highly recommend you go to facebook.com and look up Modern Media Ministry Made Easy. Answer the 3 questions, and you are in. We're at 3,400 media ministries from all over the world where we're just coming together to try and help each other with knowledge. I don't have everything. So as best as I possibly can, I try and answer your questions, but there's some equipment I just don't have, but there's somebody out of the 3,400 ministries that probably has the same equipment that you got. And hopefully we kind of foster in that community not to share live streams unless you're asking a question to help with your live stream. But we're just there to have a community to where we can work together to help move everybody forward. Leave the denomination at the door, leave the politics at the door, and we're just here to try and help focus on moving the kingdom forward. What else? I'm trying to get all the stuff out of the way that I normally forget. Also, that's what I forgot to set up. So hold on 1 second. I meant to pull up this screen here. So we got to quickly type this up and look up for it. And we got all these ads. So that's not going to help. What in the world? Sorry, my mouse and everything just froze for a second and it wouldn't move. Get out of here. Add. Thank you. All right. This is not going to do like I want it to. But want to say big thank you, folks, as we are working towards our next goal of hitting 100,000 subscribers. We are a hop, skip, and a jump away from 65,000. Actually, the number is higher than that, but this is the live counter. Ever since YouTube changed a bunch of things, the numbers are not accurate, and I can't show the studio. That's against terms of service. But thank you so much for all of that. And like I said, all these ads popping up like crazy. Can't stand them. Anyway, that's what we got going on. What is all the other stuff we're trying to get out the way real quick so I can get to y'all's questions? Yeah, let's go ahead and go over to Pro Presenter, and we'll knock out this other stuff. Just know, folks, that this channel is not sponsored. We don't. We're able to do what we do because of Patreon supporters, YouTube members, and my company that helps feed the money into this. But if you ever wanted to help outside of becoming a patron or a YouTube member, you can buy merch from emissionarygear.com. All of that goes towards helping the stuff that we do here. Close that window. And then also want to shout out your team, folks. Email me a question to ajhomes.com. Make the subject my media team. Send me a picture of your media ministry. Tell me where you're located, your church's name, so I can give y'all's team and your ministry a shout out. Let me use this platform to not just blab and do tutorials, but let it be a moment to kind of congratulate and give kudos to your media ministry team because they are rightfully due for it. Again, thank you so much for those who are continuing to buy my book that's available on Amazon. I think I got 4 to 5 left. If you want it to be autographed, I had a couple of people order those and sent those off. Hopefully you got them by now. And then I don't see them on here yet, see either one of them on here yet, but I'm going to give a big shout out. Today, I am going to be featured in teaching with the West for their On a Mission for the Great Commission conference. There's kind of like a transformation hub that they have, and I am going to be a talker on there this evening at 7:30. It's free for anybody. You just got to go register. Link is down below. I know it's kind of tiny. I'm going to try and bring it up so y'all can see it, and I'll probably tag it. If anybody, Mike, if anybody of y'all on the chat have the link easily, readily available, if you could just post that in the comments, I would greatly appreciate it. But I'm going to be talking about growing your social media following for the kingdom, for kingdom impact. That's what we're going to be talking about today. And just to know, next Friday is the actual conference. I got Rosalind and Francisco. Unfortunately, they had some people that had some last minute conflicts, so we're breaking out the keyboard. I got to help with the praise and worship as well too. So I'm gonna be there Friday. I got to dip out on Saturday because the little one has a martial arts tournament. But I'll be there Friday. It's gonna be in Charlottesville at Harvest Church of God. I'm really looking forward to catching up with y'all. If y'all are in the area, go ahead and register for that, folks. It's gonna be awesome. This is their 4th year doing this, so really, really awesome. Big shout out to them about all of that. So I think I've got enough of that out of the way. And let me go ahead and shout out everybody here, and we'll get to y'all's questions. Please note, start your question with a Q so it helps jump out, make it easy for me to see everything. Anthony, good morning. Kenyon, good morning. Spotlight Deliverance, hello, hello. Chanel, hello. Creator for Fun, hello. Elder Rob, hello, hello. Good morning. Parker, good morning to you. G. Albert, good morning. Pete Andrews, hello, hello. Good morning. Connect Community Church Hamilton, good morning. I know who you is. Darius, hello, hello. Mr. Clarence, good morning to you. Bruce, thank you for checking in. Hope you're doing well. Mike, hello, hello. Udemy TV, I believe I'm pronouncing that right. Hello. Patrick, good morning. Norm, good morning to you. Brian Jones, hello, hello. Cal-L-08, come on. Hello, hello. Christ First United Methodist Church of Jamestown, hello, hello. Paula, hello, how are you doing? Pamela, good morning to you. Teresa, hello, hello. Scott, how you doing, sir? And Key of E Productions, love the name. Hello, hello. Cedar Visual Media, finally caught you live. Yay, thank you for joining. Jashuron, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Hello. Joe Reacts, hello. Got some new folks on here. Thank you for joining. Reverend Leroy, how are you doing? Richard Schofield II, hello. Recab, hello, hello. Chuck, hello. Pet Dog, how you doing? Electronic Buff One, I love that. How you doing? So just to give you a little bit of heads up for my schedule. Next week, I'm not really doing a lot of distance stuff because I got to be local. You can't see it. I got a computer right there. We're going to be doing a delivery for tomorrow. I have to build another system for New Hope Church of God in Christ down in Norfolk. Going to be down there Tuesday just to deliver it, but I got to get down there, switch over everything, and head right back to pick the little one up from school. But like I said, we're going to be with the Wests and Rhema Abundant Life Ministries. We're going to be there. I'm mixing the name up. Hold on. No, I had it right. too many ministries. Rhema Abundant Life, we're going to be there with them this weekend. Then we have a call to do, we're going to be doing some lighting here in Richmond, waiting to hear back from that. The ceilings are 42 feet high. We're going to be doing electric remote control winches in the ceiling. So we're just going to go up for that, drop everything down, do the trusses and all this and lift it up. We're going to be working on that. I have a church that reached out to me that wants me to do some sound dampening that is in Seattle, Washington. If they want me to come out there, we gladly will. So that's the stuff that's going on right now. Roy Mack, hello, hello. And sorry, I keep pronouncing your name wrong. I'm sorry, Nikki. Good morning, Nikki. My apologies. Brother Art, hello, hello. And Ray B from Indiana, hello, hello. That's the stuff that I have going on. The whole week we've been up, like I said, at TCF doing their unified door access. I got both of them installed, man, drilling a precise hole in brick is not fun. It took me a while. The only thing I got to do now is go back and run the electrical wiring to the magnets through the door so that they hide and all this other stuff. So I got to see when I can squeeze back up there to do that. And one more, Raymond from Barbados. Hello, hello. All right, folks, like I said, if you have any other questions, starting with a Q, and we will get fired away. Let me jump over to one question that Mike asked. He wanted to know how I'm enjoying the DJI Neo. This thing is super tiny. I tried to show Francisco and Rosalind this the other day, and I almost tripped over my computer. So let's see if we can get this thing working right now for you. I need to finish doing the video. I have to do a lot of editing for that thing so that I can get it done. So with this, it takes off from your hand, and hopefully it doesn't get knocked out with all this other stuff. So let's show you.
Medium. Follow. 3, 2, 1.
So really cool. And then it just lands right back there in the hand. So, it does shoot video and all this other stuff like that automatically. It does not do audio with it. I sync it up with my DJI mic. So that's how it goes. But anyway, that was enough of that. So hopefully that answers your question. Let's go over. Is this question number 1? Let's see. Chanel wants to know, do you think it's better to let volunteers pick the position they want to learn even if they aren't quite getting it yet, or is it better to assign them? Well, I would probably say it all depends. If somebody says they have an interest in something, you're never going to be good at anything the very first time. So if they want to pick it, that's fine. But I think from succession planning, everybody should be well versed in everything. And even if they're not getting it yet, you need to have patience and give people time to go through it. And then it all depends. Sometimes you have to assign people if they're dropping the ball, and you notice that. That's the one unfun thing about being in leadership. I kind of talked about this in a podcast I did a couple of weeks ago of how to be a good bad guy. Because sometimes you got to tell people what time it is. You have to, and I'm dealing with this myself in some certain areas, that the main thing from a volunteer standpoint, and this is a caveat, a side note, underpinning to what you're talking about, no team is going to work if people are not teachable and coachable. If you have people that just know everything and they don't know nothing, and they won't listen to anybody who knows more than they do or in a leadership position, and they don't want to listen, they're going to be a detriment to the ministry in general. It's going to cause confusion, malice, dissension, all this other stuff like that. And it's not a fun thing that a lot of church people need to talk about. If you want to go from a scripture standpoint, it always talks about if you have a fault with your brother or sister, you pull them aside, say it to them directly. If they don't receive it, then you go bring somebody else, a mutual party in between for them to view it. If they don't receive it, then you take it in front of the church. If they still don't receive it, bye-bye. You can't. You can't just let people do whatever the heck they want to all the time, and they don't want to listen. They don't want to follow lead. And again, I'm trying to be transparent, to be respectful, but at the same time, y'all know me. I tell y'all what's going on in my life so that y'all know that I'm just not somebody here levitating and everything is perfect. I wish it was, but when you have, if you have musicians or if you have choir members that are like, I'll just talk about from a musician standpoint. We got a bunch of musicians in the group on the live stream. I play piano. If we have people that want to play horn, saxophone, guitar, bass, trombone, whatever instrument, drums, bongos, and everybody in the band is like, I feel like doing my own thing today. And all of 7 of those musicians are all playing something completely different in a different key, in a different style. It is going to be chaos. And if you as a leader come in and say, this is the direction we're going to go, this is the position I need you to be, I need you, or if let's tie it back to media. Hey, I need you to run lyrics because we don't have anybody doing it today. I don't care. I want to run cameras. No ministry is going to be able to survive when you have everybody wanting to be a chief and no one wants to be an Indian. Everybody wants to be the leader, but nobody wants to be a follower. Nothing is going to be accomplished. Sooner or later, I know it's not the nicest thing to say. You got to prune some leaves. You got to prune some branches, and you got to cut some stuff off. Because if you don't, that thing is going to poison everything. It's going to destroy everything. So I know this is way out of line of what your question is, but it just ties into that if somebody wants to pick a position, that's fine. But are they teachable and coachable? If you give them a certain period of time and you're like, as a leader, as a coach, you're pushing people to find out what their strengths and weaknesses are. And if you say, hey, I'd like for you to be over in this position and they don't receive it, you might be dealing with somebody that's not teachable. If they're teachable and they're just not getting it, we have to give people patience to understand, sit over them, work with them, help guide them through it, not in a patronizing or criticizing way. It's like, hey, you might want to do this. Hey, could you do this next time? And the reason I suggest that is because of this, and this. Like I had somebody at Antioch, they stopped doing a 15 minutes, starting the live stream 15 minutes early. And somebody said, we don't need to start the live stream early because we're wasting the live stream. I'm trying to be PC with y'all. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. I'm sorry. And I tried to say, you're saying that not knowing what you're talking about, because the 15 minutes is not about wasting the live stream. The 15 minutes early is to give yourself prep time to make sure are the cameras working? Is the live stream working? Is the video? Is giving you a buffer to figure out if anything is a problem instead of you start it right when service starts and stuff doesn't work. There's a reason for it. Anyway, I'm going way too far out of that, but I would say, just in short, if they've picked the position, work with them, see if they're teachable and coachable, help them to get them up to speed and that stuff. If they're not, see from a coach and leadership standpoint, whatever position could work for them, and rotate as a mindset of like everybody needs to be proficient in all aspects of what we're doing in media ministry. If they don't receive that, they're showing signs that they're not teachable. Sooner or later, if they keep that attitude, you might have to prune them out because it's going to cause some problems long term. All right, Creative for Fun. My ATEM Mini Pro will not connect to YouTube for the children's ministry. When I turn on the ATEM to stream, the light keeps blinking and then the cache fills up. There's a connection. There is a connection for the ATEM on both the network and USB. Do you know what the problem is? Verify what the IP address is. Because if just any tip for anybody, if your IP address comes up as, I don't think I can show it because I don't have anything connected right now. Actually, yes, I can. Let me show you something real quick. Wrong one. Macro 1. All right. So if I keep opening up the round 1 advanced IP scanner, not port scanner. So in here, this is the IP scanner that I've used a bunch of times, and no, that's not going to do it. I'm looking for something that will show me my current, it won't let me show it. I don't have anything connected to show you that, sorry. If you're looking at actually, hold on, AJ, you're going too fast. So let's go to our ATEM software. We're gonna go to the connection 1, ATEM setup. This is what, I'll use this. So if we come over here to the ATEM, and I'll use the television studio. If we come into here, and I'm not connected, why? Let's go to this one. All right, so in here, if you see your IP address, and I'm sorry if it's so tiny, I can't really crank. Let me see if I can crank it up to make it easier for y'all to see. All right, hopefully that will help. All right, so inside of here, you see your IP address. If your IP address defaultly on anything is like 169 dot something, that is the default that it's not getting an IP address. What I would probably suggest to you, if it's saying it's connected, verify what that IP address is, and then see if you can set it to static and change that number to one more higher than what it gives you. That's the only thing I could think of when I've seen something like that, to where it says it's getting an IP address, but it's really not going out anywhere. I've seen that before. And I've had to actually just physically set an IP address. Like all of my stuff, all of my ATEMs, they started 192.168.0.250. So 250 is the one right here. 251 is the one we just looked at. 252 is the television studio. I set those so they can't go anywhere from a router standpoint. That's the only thing I can think of. If you have any other issues other than that, just give me a call, and then we have to see if we can look into what could possibly be. But that's what it's always been every time I've seen that. And make sure you're on the latest firmware as well. Anthony, I'm going to install another TV monitor in the lobby for a client. I will run the fiber optic HDMI cable from the streaming PC to it. How can I have just announcements on that one? Well, that depends. It depends on what presentation software that you're running. You would need to run that. MA16v3, yes, I'm talking about 169.254 address. Yes, that means that you're not getting an IP address at all. Thank you. Yes, that is correct. Well, it depends, Anthony, what presentation software are you running? Let me know, and then that will help steer me in the direction to help you with that. Back to Creative for Fun. Also, how do I set up the Luna on the ATEM to display lower thirds for it to transition on screen? I feel like I have a faulty ATEM. It doesn't transition to lower thirds. It just switches the screen. Need a little bit more info. I mean, you could use the Luma. I personally just use the DVE for that. And it all depends on how you have everything set up. I would probably say just give me a call, and because it's kind of hard for me to tell without actually seeing it, and then we can get you straight. Let's see, Patrick. Have you had a chance to test the audio mapping on the new ATEM control software update? No, I have not. I have the Constellation is at Abundant Life. I do have access to get into the church. I just haven't had a chance to get over there. I haven't even updated their software to 962. Every time I go over there, there's something going on. So by the time I fix what's going on there, I don't get a chance. Like I just hung the new camera up there and stuff like that. So I never got a chance to install that software, but I will hopefully get over there and play around with that and let you know. Back to Chanel wants to know, if I do have to move a volunteer to another position, how do I phrase it? I mean, it was kind of like what I was saying. I would suggest that you come off of like, hey, just so that all of us have succession planning, and that if we ever have any issue to where we're down a person, I want to make sure that everybody is proficient enough to run different tasks here in the media ministry. So today, hey, I'd like you to run the audio. I want you to run the live stream. I want you to run this, this, and this. And we're going to be rotating everybody. I would put it in, that's the way I've done it. And, okay, I missed this one because I didn't see the cue here. What capture card is best for live stream? Well, it all depends. Anthony's kind of answered this, but are you looking for a capture card that goes inside the computer? Are you looking for a USB one? Are you looking for just a capture card that brings in one camera or multiple cameras? You got a bunch of options. Most capture cards, like the like this DeckLink mini recorder, it only lets you have one input. It's either SDI or HDMI, and this is good for one device. If you, or some of the USB ones, like this USB one is good for one device. And it's going to need the computer. Like this card can handle some of the processing on the card. this is going to require the computer to handle the processing of whatever that you're doing. Or like what I'm using the ATEM television, ATEM Mini Extreme. That's what I'm using right now. You can get the ATEM Mini Pro. That's going for $295. In comparison, the Decklink Mini Recorder HD, that's $129, but you need to put it inside your computer for that. The ATEM Mini Pro, that can handle live streaming itself. That's $295, and you can have up to 4 devices connected to it. So it all depends. Do you have a computer that's fast enough that's going to be able to handle the processing, has enough USB ports to connect another device, has enough PCI slots if you're going to put that card inside, and does it have enough horsepower to run all of that? Other thing is to be mindful of, if you don't want that, the ATEM Mini Pro will be able to handle all of that, and then just a USB cable comes in. It can handle the encoding, and I mean, it all depends. That's just my personal opinion. I like going with the ATEM line, or even the GoStream, or even like the M2. Those will work fine. You know, we did a review on this one. Those will work fine, but again, it's what you're going to use it for. And then also some future proofing. It's no point in getting a one capture card, one camera capture card, if you know you're going to grow in the future, because you're kind of limiting yourself. That's just my personal opinion. So I answered Mike's question about the drone. Kenyon, live streaming for houses of worship and funeral home chapel, usually much darker than outdoors. I like to be versatile for outdoor events as well. Can a Panasonic HC-X15 work? Was that the same one I reviewed? Hold on. HC-X1500. Oh, yeah, that's the camcorder. Yeah, that would work great. Because camcorders will just make it a lot easier, because they will actually do a lot of the dialing in for you, no matter the situation. So like when I go to events and stuff like that, I still use a camcorder, or I use my my Pocket Cinema camera, just because it gives me more flexibility to change. Now, when I had my Sony or my Canon Vixia G4, I used those because it made it so much easier, because it automatically adjusts for the exposure and all this other stuff if I'm in dark locations or in bright locations. So yes, I think that would be a great choice for you. D, if I didn't say it, hey, good morning, D. I'm sorry if I missed you. I thought I went through everybody. It must have changed when I jumped, so my apologies if I didn't say anything to you. Kalel08 would like to know, how do I split the live stream and in-house volume on the Behringer X32? I actually just did this and helped out redoing the sound system that some guy messed up for a church in Baltimore. I did that Wednesday. So just a quick overview of doing that. I thought I did a video talking about that, but let's go over it real quick. So first you need to do is set a bus. So right now, this is the main that I have going on. That's for the house. So if I make any adjustments here, that's for the house. I made another bus under here called live stream right there, and I actually split it between the two channels. So I just came in here and just stereo linked them. You don't have to do that, but that's just what I did. So both of these are linked together. Now that you have a bus that's dedicated, a mix dedicated just for the live stream, on the back of your X32, I don't know if you have the full version or whatever, here on the routing and then on the output, you need to pick which of the outs. So say this is the full size one. You have 16 outs. Which of those two jacks are you going to use a cable that's going to send that mix? So for here, outputs number 5 and 6, I am using for 9 and 10. 9 and 10 is the bus I just made for the live stream. So I route my live stream bus that I just made, which is bus 9 and 10, to go to outputs 5 and 6 on the back of the board. That is the connection that I have going to my ATEM, my streaming system, whatever it is handling your live stream. So with that being said, now when I adjust in here, so this is the main, if I pull the pulpit all the way down, that's going to affect inside the house. But if I go to the live stream, let me turn this up because I think I just undid what I did. So here, oh, I'm not connected, so it won't show it that way. Oh, AJ, you're on the wrong thing. If I go to channel number 16, excuse me. So I was on the buses changing the volume. So if I come here and I want to turn the pulpit mic all the way down for the main, if I go to live stream, see, those are completely different from each other. If I go back here to the main, and right now the volume is muted or turned all the way down, that's the main. But if I go to the live stream, the volume is completely different. That's how you can do that. That was quick, but that's really all it takes to separate those. So I hope that answers your question. Anthony, how did you make the intro video? That was from Envato Elements. I need to actually make a new one. I just been getting, I don't want to say I'm getting lazy. It's just I've been busy, so I haven't had a chance to mess around and make stuff like I used to. So I would come in here, or you can go to Video Hive. And I haven't talked about it in a while, folks. You know, y'all can go to Video Hive, and they give away free stuff every month. And I haven't done it for the last 3 months. If you scroll all the way down here, and where is it at? They normally give away stuff every month, unless they stopped. Hold on a second. Let me see. Let me log in and see if something changed. Normally, they used to give away something from all of the platforms every month. Ooh, I guess they stopped doing that. Well, that stinks. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, I guess they stopped doing that. They used to give away free stuff under there. So, oh well. Well, you got to come in here and say, I want to look for a, let me go back to Video Hive, and I'm going to go to intro video. So a lot of these, I would come in here and find the one that I like. So, like, say this one. Oh, and yes, I've been a member for 8 years. So if I come in here and look at this. So it will be this template, and all I do is I put my footage in here, and you see where it says test text. All of this is where you would change the names and everything, like you saw when I had put mine, Modern Media Ministry Made Easy. That's where I would change it. And this is an After Effects template. Yeah, so I download this. I would buy this. It's now mine, and I can use it for one project. You can't just buy this and give it away to people. You do it for one. That's why I kind of use Envato Elements, because sooner or later that stuff makes it over here, and I can come over here and do the same thing. So say intro video. So some of these, as you see, these were the ones we were looking at on the paid one. That's why I like Envato Elements. Oh, and actually, there is the same one. So I can get this for free now since I have a membership here. So I would download this. It shouldn't take very long. Come on. All right. So it's there. We open it. Excuse me, I'm getting ready to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. All right, we're going to open After Effects. It's opening on another screen, so I'll bring it over here in a second. Come on, After Effects. I am thinking about maybe I should cancel my Adobe stuff because I haven't used it in quite a while. But anyway, we come over here, and of course, it doesn't want to open. Let me extract it again. Extract. Yes. All right, let's try and open it again. All right, so it opens up here whenever it wants to show up on the screen. I hate to keep splitting stuff on different screens and I miss it. So I'm waiting for it to update so I can actually see what is going on. But anyway, in here, you see you have your placeholders. So all I would do is come in here and drag my image onto each one. And then the final is this. And it wants to do all these updates when I don't want it to. So I would drag it, and then as you see, this is the video that you would render at the end, and it just compiles all of this stuff together. So I'm literally just putting my videos and images in these placeholders, make the text. So if I come over here to text, so text holders. So if that's text number 11, I come in here to text number 11 and just change the text here, and it says say AJaytheCEO. And then when I go back to the main video, see, that's where it changed. And you can change the colors of these. And then once you render it, that's how I normally make my intro videos. Or any of the videos I've done, like when I used to do the stuff for the church in Antioch or Signs and Wonders and stuff. That's how I did that. Teresa here would like to know, neither Proclaim nor Presenter are displaying in OBS. Can you describe the proper settings that will make those screens visible? Teresa, I need a little bit more detail. What's your setup? Is OBS on a completely separate computer, or is it on the same computer that you're running Proclaim and Presenter? Or are they on separate ones? Need to know that first. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Jashurans, again, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Which software do you use for lyrics on the LED wall and background loop videos? I mean, you can use any of them. Presenter, Proclaim, Easy Worship, Pro Presenter. It's whichever one. I personally suggest people start with Presenter because it's free, and you can do all of that. It just presents whatever there. So, like if I open up Presenter, and I need to know what screen. All right, y'all are not going to be able to see the screen because this is the same screen that's going to output everything. So in here, like I can just come in here and say I do a new y'all can't see it. So if I come over here, in Presenter, and I just make a new service, or I'll just open one that I've already had. In here, I just put my stuff in here. So I say I'll add a new item. I pick my background and say I want to I will use this one. I can always add my own stuff in here. I set my background, and then I can pick whatever. So here I can pick lyrics. Holy, holy, holy is in the public domain. So if anybody says anything, I don't care because you don't own that. And I could just display it. So I would display it on this same screen. And see, and then it shows up like this. Or if I wanted to go through let all the people praise thee or something like that. See, I can just scroll through and just click the next one. And pretty much all presentation softwares work the same way. Presenter I like because it just runs. It's free. It can run on anything. And it at least gives you a good head start to know what you want to do if that doesn't suit your needs. You can get that at worshiptools.com. Joe Reacts wants to know, where are there free motion media backgrounds I can use for a live stream? Pexels.com is one. Um, what's that other one? All right, so from right here, so Pexels.com is one. You can just come in here to video, and then you can just do motion graphics. That's not free. So I don't know, that person is not right, because that's not free. That's actually from somewhere else. But you can get a bunch of the ones from here. And CMG Create used to give them away for free. They used to have free ones. So yeah, they give free still ones, but not free motion ones. So yeah, I would start with Pexels.com, or if you got a license with Envato Elements, I think it's like $190 a year. They have stuff, and you can get sound effects, all that stuff. So that's why I kind of like them. Kia V Productions wants to know, with the new firmware update for the ATEM, is there another way to see the multi-view via the USB port other than using OBS? No. No. I mean, yeah, if you use the USB, you could send it. You just use the camera app on your computer. So, like, if I cut back over here and make sure I don't do the wrong one when I make this change, because I'm actually using the USB out. That's what y'all can see. So if I come over here with the camera app and I want to change this to Black Magic, so it's not that one. That is my Osmo. All right, so it won't let me use it because it's actually being used right now. And that's most likely because ProPresenter is holding on to it. Where do I switch that? Camera settings. Video settings. Huh. They removed all this extra fun stuff. All right, so it won't let me select that. I need to change the camera. But if you, again, sorry if this throws everybody off, because I have two USB outs. One is going to my streaming system. The other one is right in front of me. So if I go to USB web out and change that to multi-view, see, this is the one that's going to my streaming. So if I had camera, you would see it right here. Let me switch that back, because you're not going to be able to see anything what I'm doing like that. If you were running the camera app on your computer that's connected over USB, that's how you would see it, just like how you just saw it just now. So you don't have to use OBS. You can just use any program that looks at the video, and you'll be able to see it. I normally just use the camera app, and that works for me in those situations. Norm. What brand Wi-Fi over the internet remote controlled power outlet do you use? I use the Casa smart plugs. That's what I use. So one like this. I got like 4 of these. And that's actually plugged in, so I couldn't pull it over here. Let me bring it up here so you can see. So I use a bunch of these. The end walls, the small ones, that's a small one. No, that's the exact same one that I just showed up. And then I have a smaller one that's actually under my bed that handles the lights so I can turn them on remotely. So that's the ones that I use. I will put a link there for you. Let me see. So that is the Casa Smart outlets. If I can type today. All righty, let me turn this highlight off because it throws me off. Reverend Leroy, hello, hello. Back to Joe Reacts. When using the PTZ Optics cameras, do you have to type in the IP of the camera into the controller every time you plug in the cameras? No, you do not. If you have to do that, most likely your camera is set to DHCP, which the IP address is most likely changing. I set mine to static. So this camera right here is always, wrong one. What camera am I looking at? Yeah, so this camera right here, that is set to, on my IP address range, 192.168.0.91. That one is 9.4. Then the overhead right there, that is 9.2. Then my other BZB gear one back there is 9.3. I set them to be static so that they'll always be the same, so I don't have to keep doing that. That sounds like what you have. I would probably go into your camera. I do it in both. I set it in my router to always set those devices to the exact same thing, but then I set the cameras to always be the exact same thing. So if I lost internet, my joystick and my cameras will still work because they are hardwired and hard set to a static IP address. That's what it sounds like. But no, you should not have to do that. See the visual again. Thank you so much from Still Usable Ministries, St. Robert, Missouri. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Richard, good morning. I want to purchase a mini computer. Amazon has many makes and models, but need some advice in purchasing a mini computer I will be using for digital signage. I use the B-Link ones. Those are the ones I've had good success with. I've had about 8 of them that I've purchased and been really happy with them. So this is the one that I have upstairs that I actually paid way more for. It's going for $289. So I've used that one. That's not the same one I bought, but they changed the casing of it. I bought that one. As you can see, I've bought quite a few of these. So it's the B-Link one. And that's the one that I actually have. I don't know if you can't see it. It's actually, my mic is in the way. It's actually right there. That, like right there. That's the same one that is right here. So I'll send you a link to all of them, well, to the store, and then you can pick the best one. I'm not an AMD fanboy, but I'm just saying that Intel has been having some issues, so that's why I always get the AMD ones. So I just sent a link there for you. Awesome, sir. That's the one thing. I wish they would update Social Blade. Not Social Blade, but vMix Social, so I can know what page I'm left off at. Coach, hey, good morning to you. Rob, did you install the Actress Ultra on the inside doors in the church? And if you did you drill in the wooden frame? No, it actually was a metal frame on both doors. So that was very, very fun. A lot easier than it was at Gates of Faith. The one thing is I had to add the door frame wasn't wide enough for the mount. So I had to get a strip of aluminum and then add it to widening out the seal for the door. Let me see if I can show you what we got so far. Now bouncing between the cameras. Oh, somebody is standing there looking at the camera. That's funny. So that's where the front and back door is. I'm wondering. Oh, they already left. So you can't see it, but the door lock is literally right here against the wall. And then the other one is right there. So if I zoom in here, so as you can see, I still got the cables right here. Let me turn that back on. I have the exit control is right there. The magnetic lock is right there. And those are my cables and my push rod. And there's the other magnet that I have right there that I've replaced. I got to run the cables in the wall. And the access is on the other side of this door. This is leading into the church. And then the other one is the back there. And I don't have any way to actually show exactly. So, like, here's the door. So that's an all metal door right there. So if I could move up some. Come on now. There it goes. So if I move up in here. So you can't see it. So that frame, the magnet is literally right here. And then my exit button is right there. And then that white cable, that's what's going to be fed into the aluminum framing that I put there. So very interesting. But yeah, I wish it was wood. The steel really wasn't that problem because the steel door is actually hollow. So all I did was punch a hole in to run the cables to the magnet into the door frame, which is hollow. Couple the wires for that so they're hidden inside of the door frame, which I could not do at Gates because their steel door was filled with concrete. These were completely hollow, which most of newer construction is. That makes it easy. So now all I have to do is drill another hole on the other side of the wall and fish that cable up through the drywall, and then you won't see it at all. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Rabbi, what's the best third-party PTZ controller that can work with the Canon CR N300? Those, let me see. Any of them that can talk, I think that's the same one that I reviewed. I think they do. Yeah, this is the. Oh no, it's standard Visca protocol. So any can. Well, that's Visca. I don't know if that's Visca over IP. It can be remotely controlled from this. I would think as long as it's a Visca over IP protocol, standard 422 for third-party controllers that support standard Visca. All right, so that's not Visca over IP. That's actual Visca where you would have to hook up like a RS422 or RS232 controller. Even the joystick I'm using right now actually will work with that. Is this cable long enough? So I have a connector right here that can go to either one. And actually that is a tally. That's not. So this is RS232. So I would need to convert that to RS422. But that will work. And most of the other joysticks I've used will work with that. The only thing is, since it doesn't support Visca over IP, you're going to have to daisy chain those cameras together. But that would work. And I got to sneeze again. I think it's because this fan right in front of me. Ooh, excuse me. Chuck. DJI versus Rode wireless mics for adding audio to iPad for live streaming. DJI or Rode wireless mics for adding audio to iPad for live streaming. I'm currently have an A10 Mini for my main video and audio. I'm thinking of a quick portable setup. The DJI, because it has, depending on your iPad, it has these adapters that will digitally, if I can say it, connect directly to whichever one. So I have I don't know if is my iPad down here? All right. So with this, it has the adapter. So here for the iPad, I can connect it directly. So let's see. So I would come in here with the DJI, take this piece off, and I never did the review on this, so my apologies for that. I can put on the Lightning connector. The other one is USB-C. And then in here, as I connect, see, I can just connect this directly. And see, now I'm connected here. And what app can I use to record? So I'll just do the camera app. So now, as you can see, if I start talking into this, you see the reading is coming back from here. So it's going directly into the iPad. So this is the more direct version. I don't know if Rode has made a new one, but this one, the DJI Mic 2, would be the easiest one. This is one, when I wanted to change this is what I have hooked up to my phone or tablet when I'm recording from that. It just makes it easier with the direct connections there. So you'll have a flawless, seamless connection digitally to whatever device that you're using. So, imaging and graphics, man, this fan is making me feel congested, but it's hot with all this equipment around. What is the best way to get volunteers for the AV department? I got one good one, but need more. You got to build a bridge. You don't look for people to fulfill your needs in the media ministry. Show them how what's in your AV ministry, it can solve their issues. So like when I wanted kids to get involved, I showed them, I would show my gaming when I was live streaming, or like if somebody came in, got them to come to a practice, say, this is one good thing. Say you have a AV training ministry meeting. Normally I would get there early, and with the equipment, I'd bring my PlayStation or whatever, my Switch or something, which reminds me, I haven't played my Switch in a minute. Anyway, I would bring that, hook it up to the stuff, and they would see me playing with that equipment, live streaming how they normally do. And they're like, oh, you could live stream with that? Yeah, this is the same equipment that they use to live stream. And if they're interested in that, that builds a bridge because they're like, oh, I want to do that. And I showed them how the stuff that we do in media can help them get there. If they're like, hey, I want a video edit. Hey, we got all the equipment in here to video edit, and you can learn how to do it. You build a bridge on how what they're interested in can be accomplished inside the media ministry. That's the best way I found out. See, I'm catching up when I was talking about the other stuff. Nikki. In Restream, we turn on the Facebook stream later in service. Can this be done in Prism? What about OBS? Yes, if you use those plugins that we're talking about, you can turn those on selectively at any time that you want. And it's just a button press to do that. So, like with the newer one, yeah, that must have been the fan that was blowing up in my face. So, like with this one, so in here, I could easily just start streaming, which is going to Vimeo right here. And then if this was Facebook, I can just hit start whenever I'm ready. And that's the same way it is with Prism Live. You just hit the button or whichever one you want to start at the given time. So very, very easy. And yes, that is doable. Otis, exactly. Just talk about how, you know, we don't want one person to be proficient in one thing and then, oh, somebody is out sick and now, oh, I don't know how to use this. That's why you have to work it. Exactly. That was my response when that was said. I've been meaning to do a podcast. I've been so busy as a podcast talking about churches need to stop paying the ignorance tax. And when they keep paying the ignorance tax for too long, then it gets upgraded to the stupidity tax. I'm going to talk about that. Rob, wasting the live stream is it streaming on the floor before? Exactly. That's like somebody said. I remember who said it. I think it was Elder Dudley was talking about. Is it a creek? Is it a crook or a crick? When somebody says you have a pain in your neck, is it a crook in your neck or a crick in your neck? And they were saying it's not a crook because he's not in there trying to steal something. That's a crook. It's a crick. Anyway, but it just makes me think about that. It's like, wait, I just. Anyway, Patrick, when I export the XML of the Blackmagic Constellation 2 ME HD and select audio mapping, I see aux1 output as aux1 1/2, aux1 3 4 5 6 up to 16. Are there 16 audio channels? I would think those are including all of the audio that's also going into each channel. I'm gonna have to pull that out. I'm not 100% sure. I need to remote in and see what I can do with that one. David, have you talked about the new Rodecaster video yet? What are your thoughts? I know I haven't, but my thoughts are it's overpriced. I mean, let me not say that, because they do have XLR connections in there and stuff like that. I think it's good. Right now, for me to just buy that out of the blue to do a review on it, I would need somebody to sponsor. I need Rode to sponsor me to get that, because to just drop that amount down is a bit much for me. And yes, it does have the connections, but again, it's not as many. You can get a Constellation ME that will give you 10 SDI inputs and 2/4 inch inputs, and you have web out. It doesn't stream directly, but I think it's kind of high in price right now. That's what I personally think. I think Creative for Fun may send it to me to test it out. I mean, not pressuring her to do that, not at all. But I'll see. I got way too many clients who are not paying their bills, so my extras funds to get other equipment is kind of lacking right now. So I'll see. If we had some extra, maybe I would. Right now, I think it's cool. Kind of pricey though. Anthony, right now the presentation software is Easy Worship. I don't believe Easy Worship will allow you to have separate display outs at the same time. Again, I haven't messed with Easy Worship in a while. Let me get back to you on that one. But in theory, if it does, like I can show you from ProPresenter. ProPresenter allows you to flag certain stuff as announcements or presentations, and you can set a screen to be an announcement screen. So the only thing that will ever go there are announcements. That will work. Easy Worship, I don't know if they have something like that, so I'd have to circle back with you on that one. Carl, ooh. And Brian, again, thank you for the little stand that I got here that you sent me. It saves me so much from dropping stuff on here. So again, my thank you again for that. How do you fix the cache issue on the ATEM? It fills up quickly when trying to live stream. The internet speed so good. Where are you trying to stream to? Because most of the time it fills up because your internet. Well, it fills up either because you have an internet connection issue locally, an internet connection issue outside of your building, like the internet might be down in the area. Number 3 is the platform. Number 4 is your internet speed is actually not fast enough to support the setting that you have the ATEM on. So with your ATEM streaming, what is it set to? Please make sure it's not on HyperDeck because that's too big and that's going to eat up everything. Make sure it's, I would start on streaming low first and see if you get that same issue. If it's not on one of the streaming settings and it's on the HyperDeck, that would probably be the reason because it's sending too much data and your internet can't keep up with that. I have 1,000 up, and even if I had mine on HyperDeck, it's not fast enough. That's like for recording purposes. But let me know, and then we can circle back to see. You are welcome. Broke Citizen, hello, hello. Haven't seen you in a minute. Hope you're doing well as well. Sam, I have an ATEM Mini Pro and Wirecast. Would you rather stream on the ATEM Mini Pro or Wirecast? The ATEM Mini Pro, but it all depends. I'm using vMix right now because it adds wonderful features, and I'm always pointing to the wrong place, like this, that the ATEM can't do easily. So if you're using stuff like layers and things like that, that Wirecast would do, I would say, yeah, use Wirecast. If you want it from a simplicity standpoint, the ATEM. Dean. Hello, AJ, how are you? I'm tired. That's honestly, I'm tired and frustrated, being real. But that's just how it is. Bohemio. I was getting ready to say Bohemio. Like, is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? I should be careful. I won't get hit for that. Good day. Just joined. Awesome. Hey, thank you for joining. I'm here. Okay, I didn't understand that. Pastor Liz, man, I'm sorry. Man, all that stuff. In my ATEM Mini Pro, output isn't working. I need it for multi-view. The multi-view to use the USB out for recording. Should I purchase an Ostream Go or have other options? Because this is the same thing that happened to Mount Sinai. Lightning Strike kind of messed theirs up, as well as the Television Studio HD that I have here on the floor. That was actually Abundant Life's. The multi-view and two of its SDIs don't work. So it all depends. I mean, the OC Go Stream, it all depends. It really, well, let me take that back. If you're using it because you want to use the multi-view and have an output and have the recording, the OC Go Stream will give you that option. And it's around the same price. So yes, I would think that would be a good option for you. See, you getting all these toys. All right, Teresa was going back saying it can't show up because it's on the same computer. All right, first off, in your setup, you're saying you have an OBS and you want to present. How many monitors do you have connected to that computer? Because you would need to have 2 monitors connected so that it will show up. So, for example, let me open back up my presenter. It won't pull up presenter for me. All right, so if I cut over here, so right now, I'm going to bring up presenter at the same time. So you see OBS right there, and I have my presenter screen. Now, I'm going to change that screen to another one so that we can actually see both of these. So give me half a second to change my screen. And why are the screen displays off? That's not right. All right, so I got my screen different. So right now, I have 2 screens, all right? I got the one that we're looking at that OBS and presenter is going to be controlled from. So I would be, come on, get on the other screen. All right, so this is how I'll be controlling here, and we'll be minimizing back and forth. So if I bring up can't bring that up. If I bring this up right now, that's what's being displayed. So if I minimize this, I need to do a screen capture. Now, we talked about this. This is the benefit of one of these dummy HDMI heads are. If you don't have 2 monitors, you need to have 2 so that this will work. If not, one of these will trick your computer into thinking you have another monitor so you can do what I'm getting ready to do. So in here, we want to bring this up. I would need to come in here and add a display capture. And I select my other screen. And there is my presentation. Because that's my other monitor that you can see. So if I cut back over here, still going to the wrong one. So as you can see, there's my second monitor. So presenter is sending, or presentation, or whatever, is going to the other screen. And it's being captured inside of OBS. You need to have that. If you're doing this on one monitor, you're definitely going to need something like this or the equivalent so that your computer will think you have 2 monitors. That way, OBS can actually capture the second one. So I would make a scene for that. Let's actually get rid of this. And I make a new scene. presentation. And then I would add my display that I already had here. Let's fit the screen. And if I want to bring over my audio, I would bring over my scene already and put this behind it. So now, as you can see, I'm talking, audio comes in, and I don't have to add it all over again. I just add the entire scene. Let's get rid of that one. I just bring the entire scene into my scene. So somebody could be talking, blah, blah, blah. Let's bring up scripture. You go to your new scene with presentation. As you see, watch the audio. The audio's still going, and then I bring it up, and that would be your scripture that you could do the same way. So if I come up here and I come back over here, change to something else, and there we go. So I can keep going through the slides, and that's what everybody would see. You need to have 2 physical monitors, though. If you don't, you need to have one of these dummy adapters to trick your computer into thinking it has a second monitor. Then you can capture it. So I hope that helps you. Cedar Visual Media. This is a lot of useful information. I'm working now to get our live stream started. Hey, you are welcome. Norm, are you going to Elgin United Methodist soon, or are you done there? If so, do you have a date? Yeah, I'm still waiting. I think the main issue is we've had 3 low voltage wiring companies come, and I have to dance around this issue. Because it's significant work, I think they're not realizing how much it's going to cost to run new cabling everywhere. Because the cabling that was ran before was, what's the nicest way I could say it? It was piss poor. I mean, just put it that way. It was horrible. And to change all the wiring, it's like you're running it all brand new again. So that's part of it. And I'm just waiting for them to decide on that, because it's a funding campaign that the church is doing to pay for all these retrofits. So once they are in agreement with which company is going to handle the wiring, I'm going to let them do the wiring. And then I'm going to come out there a couple of times just to verify what they're doing, order all the new equipment, go back out there to install everything, then train. So haven't heard back on it yet, but that's what's going on. Creative Fun. Yeah, I saw somebody do this, Midas Touch Network. They always do that on their live stream. So I wanted to see about that. And I think that might, and this was a test that I tried myself. So y'all might want to think about doing something like that as well, too. If y'all are live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, do a poll and ask that, because it's about getting more interaction, getting more likes, getting more subscribers so we can move forward. So, I mean, that's what I need to do, just because, yes, I give out a lot of information. And being more transparent. Yeah, I mean, a part of me is like, man, I give out a whole lot of stuff that a lot of people are charging, but I don't really get a lot of subscribers off of it as much as I used to back when COVID started. But it's like, hey, let me just ask. That's why the whole thing. No one is going to know to really, I mean, unless you are really out here in YouTube and social media, you'll know to follow and subscribe to people that you like. But some people don't know that. So it's no harm in asking. So I do the same thing. So I'm like, hey, y'all, we're getting ready to hit 65,000 subscribers. Help us get to 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. That's my goal. So if you haven't subscribed, I ask that y'all do that, because honestly, if I looked at my analytics, and I can't show you all of the analytics, I mean, let me take a snippet so I can show you what I'm talking about. And I highly recommend that y'all do this as well, too. This is how you can tell about your channel growing and all this other stuff like that. So y'all say, a lot of people say that they like what I do and stuff like that, and I really appreciate that. But let me show you in the last 28 days what happens with my stuff. And thank you for becoming a member, Bohemio. Thank you so much. So if I show you this, out of all the content that I do, 77% of the people who watch my stuff are not subscribed. So you got to think. Can we do some quick math? So that's 3. So if I took my number right now, so if I look at my subscribers right now, and what's the number we're at? We're at 64,929. And if that's And if we do that times 3, we would be at, actually, AJ, your math is way off. So, I mean, that's 1/4 of what everybody is watching right now. Yeah, so that would be times 3. Did I do my numbers wrong? Times 3. Yeah, we would be at 192,787 if everybody who watched my stuff actually subscribed. That just shows you. So I'll do the same thing. Let me look at some other channels that I have access to. I'm gonna I'll look at Good Shepherd because I still have access to there. So if I go to their analytics and I go to their audience, I got to be careful because I can't show that. If I look at their views, let me show you the significant difference between this. So if I do a new snip, %45 of the people who watch are not subscribed. Their ratio is way better than mine. So for every 2 people that watch, maybe 1 is not subscribed, compared to every 4 people that watch my channel, only 1 is subscribed. So that's the reason why I look at the analytics so that you can see that, and then you can find that and you have a campaign to push. You need to set a goal of where you got. Y'all can see my desktop. Well, I can't show it now. My screensaver and everything is 100,000 subscribers. That's what we're pushing for. But let me go. Rob says, okay, these are exterior doors. Looking to put these in a client for an interior office door. No. That's the thing. The front door for TCF, that is an interior door because it's the first door to get inside the building, and then you make a right, and then that's the door that goes into the church. So that's actually on drywall. The one in the back is actually in brick in the back. So I kind of have a mixture of both. Thank you, Anthony. Yeah, I thought about that. I used to have that one, and I gave that one away to somebody else. But yeah, that will work as well too. The classic Visca control will work. So a lot of people talking amongst themselves, so that's good. Excuse me. Rayland, hey, first off, great channel, man. Keep up the content, man. I bounce to your channel, I bounce to a bunch of other people. Keep it up, man. Can the NDI of the OC Go Stream contain alpha from Pro 7? I haven't tested that. I'm gonna have to play around with that and see. I would think it would, but let me confirm that first for you. Creative for fun. I appreciate it. I mean, if you want to, that's fine. I don't want to be pressuring that, but I'll send you something here. But I appreciate that. Rashonda Gray. I use ProPresenter. How can I show service on the projector via ProPresenter? I'm sure I'm overthinking. I would just like to flash the service. That is very simple. You need to bring in your feed over your video input. So let me close out all my other stuff so it'll actually work. So if we come over here, we're going to come down here to the bottom. And if it's not there, click media to open this window up. Come down to your video input here. Add a video. That's the reason why my video wasn't, because it was linked here. If I do input to the ATEM, there it is. So if I uncheck it, and it's going to loop forever because of what we got going on. But actually, let me take this back. I have another camera hooked up so I can actually do this and it won't go crazy on me. So I come in here to video and I want to link it to something. I'm going to link it to my Osmo. All right. So there we go. So now there's my feed, and you would just click on that and that's how it will come up. So if I go macro 3, so if I come in here, so say I have the slide up and then I can click on the video and then I take that slide down and now this is the video coming in from ProPresenter. So I can just easily go back here to my background. I can come over here to, if I did a scripture real quick, I can come up here and just bring up my scripture and see there's my video in the background. I don't know why it dropped my stuff, but as you can see, that's all coming from ProPresenter with their bringing that feed in from there. So I could always add my background back to it, and that's all through ProPresenter. So you just have to add your input, and that's pretty much it. So I hope that helps. Again, video input, link it to your capture, your video system or whatever, and then it shows up on this bottom icon right there. So if I cleared out everything else, there's my video that's coming from this camera right here in front of me. Let's see. Total Life Church. Hello, I have daisy chained 2 cameras together using the RS485 to my camera controller, and only one of them works. No matter which camera I select on the controller, only one works. What am I doing wrong? Have you set the camera ID? You need to set each camera to its own unique ID so that they are able to differentiate themselves from each other when you're doing VSCO. Have you done that? If you have, then we have to look into something else. T-Man. I was going to say, He-Man. No, T-Man. What limitations of OpenLP will I face if I decide to use it for worship live stream with OBS? I mean, it's just probably the features, but it all depends what you're trying to do. If you're just trying to present lyrics and scripture and all this other stuff, I mean, it'll work the same. I mean, I think OpenLP, the only limitation is kind of like Easy Worship if you want to have different displays going on with different content at the same time. But if you're just trying to do it for presentations, nah, you should be perfectly fine. He said, I wonder where I get my inspiration from, man. Well, I appreciate it. Man, the only issue that I have in here, for whatever reason, it won't post links. Because I think that's an overall setting that I have on YouTube, so it won't post a link. So if you want to send something, email me a question to AJ Holmes, that link, and I will look at that. The Mount Carmel Baptist Church. That's what I'm talking about. Good morning. Thank you for your videos and resources. They have helped our ministry tremendously. Hey, you are welcome. All right, I answered that. Yep, you are welcome. Alex. How I am encouraged to keep learning and never cease. I'm still learning and ask questions. I'm humbled and encouraged at the same time. Okay, gotcha. You got the new multi-stream option that you reviewed. It is not bad, but I just hate that you have to input the streaming key from Facebook each time. You shouldn't have to do that. You could save it. Make sure that Facebook is set to persistent key, and you shouldn't have to change that. I just copied it to put on the channel. See what? Hey, we do what we can. We can. Hey, thank you very much. Oh, and that's what I didn't mention. The reason I'm asking for that is because for subscribers is because, and it sounds like I'm patting myself on the back. It's not for that. Y'all, MA16V3, here we go. I'm getting on my soapbox. I'm doing a giveaway mainly because I'm so tired of just churches just talking. It's one thing to talk. It's another thing to put some feet to your talking. So for me, I'm always encouraging ministries to use this technology, live streaming, to help reach the world. And instead of me just talking about it, I want to be about it. So that's why I do this giveaway. I'm doing 2 giveaways and promise I'm going to do a giveaway all the way up to 250,000 subscribers. And that'll probably change, doing something bigger and better. But every 10,000 subscribers, so we're going to be 5,000 away from our next one. Once we hit 70,000, we're going to be giving away 2 $1,000 bundles, which is a mini PC and a PTZ camera, everything you need to get started. And then we rotate. Then the next goal that we hit, we're going to go back to a $2,000 bundle, which is an A10 mini extreme, a PTZ camera, PoE switch. I think the mini PC has a PoE switch too, but and just a bunch of stuff. And there's a link down below on how to do that. There's also, this is the same link that's down below. If you've already entered, don't worry about it. You're already in there. If you are a YouTube member or a Patreon supporter, I actually enter your name in twice for the giveaway as a way of saying thank you. So I think I used to tell my old pastor this. I said, I have an advantage that you don't. And he was like, what's that? Most of the time, pastors have to go through the church board and to do stuff, get approved. Some churches, not all churches, but most of them. But you can't tell me what I can and can't volunteer. So or what I want to donate. So that's why I've donated sound system. I've donated ATEMs. I've donated cameras. Not because I want people to just shout me out. Because, I mean, if that was the case, people ain't shouting me out. So that ain't it. I do it because there's so much stuff that needs to be done. And I see a whole bunch of idle hands and nobody's doing anything. And that's the reason why, honestly, I'm tired. I'm tired because it's like I tell my daughter we're Holmeses. We do what's right even when nobody does what's right around you. And if you got the ability to do something, this is just my belief. This is the way I was raised. Yeah, it gets disheartening when it feels like you're getting stepped on and nobody appreciates what you're doing. But I don't do it for that. But I'm being real. That stuff does hurt. That it's like, man, I've done all of this and I haven't been here and nobody calls. I mean, I get more phone calls asking for help more than I have people calling just saying, hey, I just want to see how you're doing. So I say that. This is the reason why I say this stuff to y'all. If you're leaders in media ministries, just don't call your people just because you need somebody else to run the cameras or the audio. Call them to check up on how they are. You know, that's what building the connection, like the connection that I have with Phyllis, Creative for Fun, Rob, Anthony. It's because it wasn't that I just call and talk to them just about tech. I call and ask them about life, what's going on with them. It's not just what's your f-stop, what's your PTZ, what's your computer. Show that you care. That's what builds people more than anything else. And anyway, I'm getting off topic of it, but that's the reason why I do the stuff that I do, because it's so much stuff in need. And I hear a whole bunch of people saying what the need are, but I see very few people trying to fill that need. No, we're not making $2,000 a month. We're not making that yet in YouTube. Nowhere close to it. But I do what I can with what I can to try and help out, because I see a need, we fill it. That's what it's about. That's the reason why I do this stuff. You know, you would have thought people would, well, no, I don't want people to swamp my live stream just to try and get some free stuff. My whole goal is, God told me to leave music to teach media ministries, and this is the thing to try and help. I have so many churches saying we can't afford that, so if God blesses me to do it, I give it to them. So now, hey, guess what? You have the equipment now. So now are you going to go to the highways and hedges and share the message? Or you were just saying that so you can just build up your church building fund just to build interest and not do nothing? But anyway, I digress. That's why I do what I do. So anyway. You said totally lost volume. Nah. I'm still here. I hadn't lost volume. Let's see. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, Grace Place. Again, this is the beauty of the community. It says the issue these has with OpenLP is just making changes on the fly. Can you use a smart plug to turn the X32 on and off? Yes, you can. I've done that on a couple of places. I think actually I have it set up that way at Antioch. So yes, I just make sure that you shut it down properly. But yes, turning it on remotely, yes, that will work. Back to Grace Place. Visit them out. It was like 2 years ago when I was in California and visited you. Good morning, AJ. Been a while, but still appreciate all your installation videos and instructional videos. Keep up the good, great, and awesome work. Hey, thank you. Much appreciated. And then also it says, Have you had any issues with Facebook when showing lyrics on the screen and they're talking about copyright infringement even when our choir is singing and I'm showing lyrics? But it all depends because we haven't been doing what we need to do and we had a whole bunch of lawyers make decisions and churches weren't involved. You need to have a license to perform stuff online. You need to have a license to show lyrics if there's stuff like the hymns and stuff like that. Holy, 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 those things, those are fine because those are in the public domain. If anybody tries to say that you have a copyright on that, they're lying because it's in the public domain. You can't put a copyright on stuff that's in the public domain. But if I tried to show lyrics to, like when I was at Antioch, when I play and I want to have the lyrics up for the choir, I have it on the back wall so they can see it, but not for everybody else to see because you need to have a license to show lyrics. And then you also have to have a license to perform stuff. And then you have a license to actually stream that stuff. So it depends. Now, if you're doing hymns and you're getting hit for that, then yeah, that's a bunch of bunk. But I would say you need to, but let me know that is somewhat true. But again, Facebook's handling of copyrighted material and stuff like that is nowhere as robust as Facebook. And I got a bunch of whole con artists that be blocking stuff that they don't own, but you just have to fight that. You are welcome. And then a follow-up, I plan to use an iPhone or iPad. How do I get ProPresenter or to recognize that? You would need to have an adapter that will connect to your computer so that it will send video over your iPad or iPhone and have like a physical connection to go into that. That's the easiest way. ProPresenter can't read in NDI. It can output NDI. Because I was saying if it could, you can get one of the NDI apps for the iPad or the iPhone to do that, but they don't have that yet. So you would need the physical connected to it. You can get one of those adapters. Trying to find where mine is. Yeah, something like this, and then it would give me an HDMI out, and then I can connect it to like a capture card or something like that. So if you had to, you can get like a fiber optic HDMI cable if you really need to go really far. This is cost you about like $9. This adapter is like $10, and then it will show up as a capture device to show on there. So that could work. MA16V3, we're having issues making timers for each slide. Am I doing something wrong? Timers in what? Are you in Presenter, which one? Chuck, truly appreciate the live stream and you taking time to answer all the questions. Hey, you are welcome. But also any lighting setups you recommend. We currently just have floodlights mounted in the balcony facing the stage. I have not done lighting. This is going to be my first foray into lighting. And then St. Paul's Church of God in Christ wants me to do lighting too. They said that they would let me be their be the guinea pig. So I will let you know when we do that because I'll be my first into doing that. I can just nod my head on that one. Thank you. Back to T. Wait a minute. You had two of them. Let me put this T-Man. Is it okay to use the USB-C HDMI video adapter used for display out and connect to a Blackmagic video system to record? Yeah, that would work. I use similar things for different connectors. Yes, that would work. Hey, we do what we can. We do what we can. On the Pixel 6K, I want one. I don't want. If I can get it for free, yes. But I do like it. That is the Blackmagic's 6K camera. Really, I mean, like I said, it's a lot of cool tech. But I think what I'm gonna do, honestly, is move back to. I was thinking about this the other day, going back to some of the basics. I want to revisit doing some stuff like if you just had just a laptop and the camera, how to do that setup and do a refreshed version of that. Because I don't want to be one that is like, A lot of the stuff that we recommend, it just gets out of hand and most people can't afford and stuff like that. But I want to, you know, straddle the line and go on both sides. But this is the 6K, really cool. Just imagine if you get this does not include the viewfinder or the lens. So that's $3,000 just for that. But like I said, would love to, again, I'll say this again. One of my dreams in doing this, and this is, yeah, I'm on my box, but I'm not going to get animate and stuff like that. One of the dreams that I have with this and why I want my channel to get bigger and the income to come in is because the dream is to get enough influence that I have companies that will sponsor me and send me stuff. Some of these new cameras, and with the idea of, because I've seen so many YouTubers that they get so big, they're able to rent out a warehouse and buy a building and do all this other stuff, have an office for their team and stuff like that. The dream for me is have more than enough income coming in that I can go to some of these rundown churches or churches that the congregation wasn't able to afford, buy the church. And then because of so much influence, companies will send me cameras, audio systems, lighting, and I redo the entire church, bring it modernized, bring it all the way up to speed, and then rent that out to other churches who don't have a church. And then after I know that the church has been paid off, or even put a call out to the community and have everybody come and we fix up a church. And then after everything is taken care of and everything has been paid off and everything is this, just bless the ministry and just give it to them and then rinse and repeat. That's a dream of what I want to do. Not just get this and buy a nice house and on 10 acres of lakefront property. Not just that. I want to get something for my house and my family and stuff like that. But that's the dream of what I want to do. So if you ever wanted to know what we do with the stuff, that's it. So I used to like Lamborghinis and stuff like that, but I'm happy with my Tesla and stuff like that. So I think I already answered that. Okay, for the adapter, you said you have both of them. Awesome. That will work. I'm new here. You're the bomb, helping the body of Christ level up. Hey, I'm glad to help as much as I can. We have a CCLI license and still have those kind of copyrights. Yeah, because it's con artists that are claiming stuff that they don't own. You got to fight it. As long as that stuff is covered under your license, got to make sure the song is covered, the lyrics are covered, the production is covered. If that is there, and if anybody tries to claim it, now you can put the license there to shut them down, because YouTube and Facebook do not vet if they actually own the stuff they do. You could literally go in here and register anything and say that you own it, and they won't vet it. So you have to fight that stuff. Did you know that you can use that capture card you showed us with the iPad would need a USB hub and camera also? No, I did not know that. Sweet. You're saying the new version of ProPresenter can do NDIN. That's strange because that's the one I have. Let's see. And I do have the latest version. Check for updates. Yeah, I'm on the latest. So you said it can take input in. You said you could take NDIN. Or maybe I actually did overlook that. Duh, AJ, you got it right there. So I stand corrected. So yeah, that is NDIN. Sweet. Thank you, Aaron. I didn't notice that. I wasn't paying attention when I did do that. But yeah, that's cool. Sweet. So there you go. If you have NDI, you don't need that cable. You can just buy the NDI app for your iPad or your iPhone, and it will work. So no adapters, cables needed. Thank you for that, Aaron. See, like I said, I don't know everything, but the community makes it easier to know that stuff. Michael, excited to see the lighting stuff. Our lighting game needs a lot of work. Yeah, and then I think the other church in Seattle wants me to do sound absorption panels. So we're going to be playing around with that too. Zealand Z Media. Can I connect my Fire Stick to the A10 Mini Pro and run everything through OBS? Technically, yes, you can, but it depends on the encryption, the handshake, and stuff like that. With the HDCP, you may not be able to disable that. Because in theory, if that worked, you can hook up a Blu-ray player, DVD player, and just rip anything. Normally, the ATEM has some type of encryption, so you can't do that. There are ways around it, but I'm not going to tell you that because I am not going to be held liable for that. But there are ways. AJ, my splitter. AJ, is there a way to make the lower thirds for presenter so they will present the slide but not too transparent to see the information? Yeah, you have to dial that in under the settings to get that. You either dial it in under presenter or the ATEM if you're using that, and you have to set that level. Not the teacher, always a student. Always. There's always something to learn. I just happen to be the one that the teacher brought up to share what I know, and that's it. All right, I think that's about it for today. Yeah, I think that's about it. And again, I've been busy, folks. I haven't been able to update. I saw a bunch of people who've done become new YouTube members and Patreon supporters. So again, my apologies for not being on here. I need to update that, but we just been running like crazy. But I want to give a big shout out to all my Patreon and YouTube members. These are the people that help fund me monthly to help do contributions to pay for the equipment, all this other stuff that we do to try and change and train media ministries all over the world. So if you like what we're doing, folks, you can go to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO and become a Patreon supporter, or you can click the join button down below to become a YouTube member. No matter which way you pick, folks, know that what you are doing are helping us train media ministries all over the world. And that's the other thing that I did not do, and I need to do that here in a second. Once this is over, I will show you. Again, I want to give a big thank you because we just hit this. I just saw this morning, and I forgot to actually show it. This morning, we just hit 8 million views over all of my videos. So, again, thank you so much for all of that, folks. So, we're just a hop, skip, and a jump away from 100,000. Even though I haven't seen them in a minute, Josh and Chuck, I still remember y'all said that I have to do the chicken dance when we hit 100,000 subscribers. So we will still do that. But again, thank you so much, folks. And if no one has ever told you, and I really do mean this because, like I said, I'm just being transparent. A lot of stuff I've been doing recently, it feels like it's falling on deaf ears. I know I get a lot of calls. It's like people call me only when they want something. No one really calls to check up on me. That's why I say this to y'all. And I'm not saying this to encourage y'all to call me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that just because where I'm at doesn't mean that if you cut me, do I not bleed? You know, I mean, the thing is, let people know that they are more than just a volunteer. They're more than just somebody who does presentation, more than a camera operator, more than just an audio engineer. There's so much stuff going on with people. You just have no idea what they're going through. And we need to encourage each other instead of just really, what's the song, What Have You Done For Me Lately? Sometimes you just got to let people know that you appreciate them. And not call them just because you give them the sandwich method. You tell them something good, tell them something bad, and tell them something good. No. Don't call them just because you need something. Call them just because you want to let them know that you appreciate them, how they doing. Don't ask for anything. Check up on them. Because a lot of us, we have the mindset of we're givers. And I remember Pastor Kyle said this a long time. Givers need to set limits because takers don't. I'm one of the people, I would give you everything off my back, and I've had people exploit that. People, churches, businesses, churches. I've had a lot of people do that. And it's hard when you know that you're doing what you're assigned to do and trying to balance that between giving because God told you to and realizing that people are exploiting. So let people know. That's why I tell y'all I appreciate what you're doing. You don't have to stop by here. You could watch on anybody else's channel. And I just appreciate that you watch my channel, Raylan's channel, Monty's channel, anybody's channel. I just appreciate that you give me a little piece of your time to sit here and maybe I can help you with something because time is the one thing that you're never going to get back. That's why I cherish and am very particular who I give my time to because I'm never going to get that tough back. And that's how you feel about your volunteers. They don't have to be there. So let them know. That's why I tell you, whether you're a team of one, thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for showing up every day for service. Thank you for spending your time to learn and read and invest and making your ministry better, because I'm not a part of your media ministry, but we're all a part of the same body. And what you do wherever you're at all over the world helps me. If what I do helps you know something to reach more people, guess what? We collectively win. It's not my responsibility to reach everybody. It's not yours. It's ours. So I hope that what I do complements you. I'm not in competition with you. I want to complement what you're doing so that we can all work together and reach more people. That's what it's all about. So thank you for everything you're doing, because if you weren't there, if you weren't here, we'd be missing something. There's something that only you can do, and we need you to do what you're doing. So thank you for all the hard work you're doing. Thank you. Thank you so much. So thank y'all for spending some time with me. I hope y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are, and we'll be catching y'all on the next video, folks. And you know what? I forgot. One last time. One last again. Please see y'all register for the Rhema Abundant Life. We're going to be talking tonight at 7:30. It is free. It's a Zoom. Y'all can jump on that. And if you're in the area, register for the conference on next Friday and Saturday. So love to see y'all there. Again, thank you so much. Y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. And we'll catch y'all on the next video, folks. Later.